Hi, everybody.
Hello and welcome to our Not Me series recap review recap.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah,
review recap thingy. Honestly, I am thrilled.
I know this is new to us, so bear with
Yeah,
us. We don't know what we're doing,
we
but
might
it's
jump
fun.
around, we might not. We're gonna try to go episodic, and then if things happen, things happen.
Yeah.
Um, but I've taken notes, and then I tried to condense the notes, so we'll see what happens there. But
Okay.
I'm so excited. This is literally my favorite BL.
Really?
It's my favorite because Tale of a Thousand Stars was my favorite for a bit, and then Not Me
Hmm.
came out, and I was like, "Oop, new favorite."
Really? Okay. Well, I
Yeah,
was just gonna ask what your thoughts on the show was, but obviously you
absolute
kind of just
number
said.
one. Absolute.
Okay, great.
I
Okay.
don't think there's a better one than Not Me. It's my absolute favorite. Like when the DVDs came, I was like hyped. Like I feel like I should be wearing my bracelets, but they started to unwind, and I got worried that they would break, so
Oh
I
no.
took them off. But oh, you know what is here? All the bracelets are in my room, in my bathroom, but I have this. I
Oh,
have
with the scarf
it's
thing.
the scarf thing. I have the scarf thing that
Yes.
they wear throughout
Like
the
I
show.
think that's like called a gator or something. Like it's stretchy.
Yes, it is
Yes.
stretchy, and it's kind of
Yeah,
annoying because
I
it
think it's
starts
called
to roll
Gator.
up at the end constantly. So
Gator.
yeah, so I've got this. So I'll keep it with me just for like fun. Just for the vibes. But
Yes.
this is literally my favorite BL. Like every aspect of this show I was obsessed with. I will talk about the soundtrack more later because damn, I loved it. I have literally a playlist on my phone of songs from Not Me. Like
Really?
it was so good. Um, but I just love this show. So I was really excited to sit down and watch it again. I was actually gonna watch it on my DVDs, but
Do you not?
I I didn't because I wanted to watch it downstairs because it's hot in my room. And my mom was like, "Go
Okay.
ahead." And there was only one scene I didn't want to watch with her, and I watched it on my own. So I watched it downstairs, and I was gonna, put the DVDs on, but they didn't play on my Blu-ray player because it's region locked for Thailand, and that only works on my PS4, which is plugged in my room. So I couldn't watch the
Oh.
DVDs downstairs, so I just watched it on YouTube. But hopefully there will come a time again where I can watch all the DVDs. Honestly, I probably will. It's my favorite, so I'll probably watch it over and over again. But oh, I'm so excited. I really am. Like every time the theme song came out, I was like, "Everybody, get your lighters out!" Running back and forth. I'm sure my mom got tired of me. But she was getting into it too. Actually, she was like, "Oh, this
Oh
is
yeah?
interesting." Like she was trying to pretend she wasn't, but I knew she liked it. So, um, honestly, I'm very excited to talk about this. So, what are your feelings on me? Actually,
So I reacted to this like I think I finished like a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago
mm.
now. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
gonna
yeah. It wasn't
check
too
when
long
I
ago.
think no, it was definitely like because let's see, not me. It was July 6th, so literally like a month ago. We're recording this August 7th, so like a month. Okay.
Yeah, exactly like a month ago.
Um, yeah, and I definitely like I enjoyed it. It was definitely one of the better ones I've seen.
Yeah.
I do have my gripes with it. I will be honest.
Oh really? Oh yeah,
I
I know what.
have
Wait,
my
I know
issues.
what your gripes are.
Yeah, I do have some gripes. That I did not like. I also have some questions that confused me.
Hmm. I'm
Which
excited
I
to
will
hear them.
bring up as we get into it. Um, yeah. Okay. That's my thought. Like again, it's still with a really good BL. And definitely one of the better ones I've seen.
It's
Definitely in
yeah,
my
I've
top
heard
10.
that as like even if you didn't like it, it's one of the better ones. Like there's a
Yeah.
few out there that are like I don't want to say it, but there's a few out there that are kind of like Tanhon Jean Lati. But like again, sorry to all the Tanhon Jean Lati lovers out there, but I'm just saying like just direction wise, script wise, things like that. It was just really well done. So I also really like the director for this. Like they did a fantastic job,
Yeah.
and I feel like they did something else as well, and I don't want to say it in case I'm wrong. So let me look it up. um, I might be very wrong. I think I'm wrong. Let me see. Not me. Da, 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 da. Found it. Okay. Click. Click. Thank you. Okay. Here we go. What else did we do? No, actually, my bad. Nothing else that I've seen.
Oh.
I think it's because it came out around the same time, or it came out like just after Bad Buddy came out, and the person who directed Bad Buddy also directed Tale of a Thousand Stars.
Oh, so you thought they were the same?
Yeah, it blended in my mind, I think. So I think that whole me thinking that was... Okay. I've got my condensed notes. We'll see how we do.
I have no notes, so I'm just going everything off my mind.
We'll try to keep it within the hour, but we did just do Kim Porsche, and that was like 2 hours long. So,
literally almost 2 hours, yeah.
So I feel like
we also have to do Tharn type after this.
Oh, God.
So hopefully we can try to not go off on too many tangents.
I feel like
try to get to the main parts.
Our, like, standard for recording time just keeps getting a little longer. Like, with every new...
Oh, and it's going to continue, I know. I
think it's because we have more to talk about, because the bigger stuff starts to happen later in shows. So, that's probably what that is. Anyway, so, not me. Episode 1. I've written this in terms of, like, important events and relationships. So we'll keep track of what the important events are and keep track of how the relationships are doing. So for our main, important events that we see here is Black returning to Thailand and White returning to Thailand.
Yeah,
And Black ending up in a coma, which White ends up feeling because of the connection that they share. They've shared it their whole life, where they can feel each other's pain. At first when I watched this show, I was like, pretty sure that doesn't happen in real life, but okay. But I suspended my disbelief for the rest of the show.
I think it's the same thing. Like, I think when I was reacting to it, and then, like, I was like, I know twin telepathy is, like, a thing, but, like, is it really this much of a thing? Like, I think people said probably not, but, like, I know there's some
research there.
Yeah, there is some, like, twin connection, but that's also, like, a thing you can do with someone you're just really close, even if you're not a twin. Like, if you're just close with someone, you can kind of, like, read each other's mind and, like... Because I have a friend where, like, we've literally had, like, no verbal conversations just by looking at each other, and, like, we were able to, like, communicate through that, so, like...
Yeah. It's the same as, like, having a friend and not needing to talk to them or text them every day because you're that close. Like, that's, like, a different level of friendship. Like, me and my cousin Vicky, like, we don't even talk to each other every day or every week necessarily. Sometimes we'll go like a couple weeks without talking to each other. We're talking to each other now more because about the Korea trip coming up. Because
I was gonna say, yeah, you're probably planning for that.
So she's like, I'm only talking to you now. I'm literally ignoring everyone else. But like we still like have the same energy that we would have if we talked to each other every day, and like it's still like that when we do end up talking to each other. So it's kind of like a different level, like that twins must have. Now, White decides to integrate himself into the gang to discover what happened to his brother because their friend Todd calls him.
Yeah. And he does the spy.
He gets tattoos, he does the earrings, he changes his whole...
He pretends to be black.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. That's a very good point. He pretends to be black.
You're like, he's trying to look like another gang member. Like, no, he's
no.
He literally pretends to be black his whole fucking show.
There's only one option that he has, really, if he wants to find out what happened. So it's because his friend Todd calls him and is like, you should do it.
Well, okay. Well, now that makes sense. Now after knowing what happens.
Yeah.
Because like. A question I had was literally like, why would he go through all this trouble to pretend to be black and not just go up and be like, hey, I'm Black's twin brother White.
Yeah.
Obviously, I look just like him without the tattoos and piercings. Hey, what the fuck happened to him? But now, obviously, knowing Todd had a hand in that actually connects better for me. That gives me more reason to believe that.
White worried that the people in the gang that Black was hanging out with were the ones that maybe could have done it, which is why he didn't want to walk up to them and just be like, "Hi, what happened?" Because he figured maybe they had a hand in it, because Todd convinced him that.
Also, the fact that Todd had White pretend to be black so that they wouldn't get suspicious about what happened to Black, too. So it's like no one would really know that something happened to him.
Yeah, exactly.
Which makes sense. Okay.
Which, also to move on to the gang, no one seems to like Black very much.
No one does. I mean, here's the thing. Graham was the only somewhat nice one.
He was
like,
nice,
and then like he was actually like, hey, what's up, and like show him around class or whatever. Like it was like regular times. But Sean and Yuck, like they were like super angsty for his blood.
Yeah, they were just like, what do you want? Yeah, well, Yuck was more like, what do you want? And then Sean was more like, I will punch you in the face, just to let you know. He was a bit more physically antagonistic. But then he started to change that, but let's see. So yeah, moving into that, since I'm in the relationship section now, Shaun White. We had their first meeting in this episode, so that's a milestone, obviously. And something interesting to note also is the oil fight that they had. Or the engine oil. I want to say the engine oil fight, because if I say oil fight on its own, I feel like people are going to be like, I'm sorry, the what? Engine oil, okay?
Engine oil fight, right, yes, of course.
Oil. Which was kind of a cute moment, actually. Like, it was nice. It was like one of the more lighthearted moments in the episode, because it had such a serious tone. And you could tell, like, it's so interesting to look at, because like Sean obviously doesn't like Black, but the way he was acting towards him in like the fight and everything like that, it still seemed a little more lighthearted than it would have been if I think it actually was Black, because I think he sensed that there was a different vibe going on with this person that just wasn't the same as what Black was, even if it was subconsciously. So he started to act like a little nicer, like even if he didn't notice it, because it's not Black.
Doesn't Sean end up saying like, "Oh, I knew it was someone different the whole time" or whatever?
Okay, I will get into that later, because I have a whole thing.
Okay. Because I was gonna say I low-key call bullshit on that, but I'm curious to hear what you think.
I'm sure you'll join my little club. I have a whole thing.
Okay.
I will talk all about it.
Okay.
It was a moment when we were all watching this at the same time, and talking about it on like Tumblr and everything. It was a whole discussion, so I will get into it once I get to that point. I don't know what point that is. We'll see. Let's see. Another ship that kind of had something in this episode, so sorry, is Black Graham.
No. Okay. Look. No. Okay. See, no. Here's the thing. It doesn't even get revealed in this episode. I said when I was watching this, I was like, because White, pretending to be Black, finds the little BG whale figurine elephant. I don't know what the fuck they are.
They're figurines,
finds them, and he's like, G. Huh. And I literally said, like, G for Graham? And I just said that just trying to think. And then I know it's a few episodes later where White starts thinking that too.
Yeah.
And then I start thinking it more. And then okay, let's go. Let's
just keep going. Ahead of time, I just want to say I'm so sorry, Grand Black Shippers. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I feel so bad.
Let's keep going. Just keep going.
Okay. White. Now, during this episode, we also see that White is not very good at pretending to be Black.
Oh my god. Dude, he hasn't seen him in fucking, like, what, 10, 15 years?
I don't know why he thought this would be seamless. It's not good. Like
no. It's so, literally, like, this whole fucking show is literally just me being like, he is so bad pretending to be
so bad. I know he's trying, but he's not good at it.
He's not trying well.
He's not trying well.
Like, doesn't Sean, like, trying to punch him and he, like, flinches? Be like, ah! I'm just like, dude, you're in a fucking gang, and you scream like that. Like, dude, come on. Like.
Yeah. I feel like that's when Sean was probably like, the fuck is wrong? Something's wrong with you. Like.
Yeah.
But he's obviously not very good at pretending to be his brother, because his brother is so starkly different from him. It also shows that twins, not all of them are the same, Like, they're very different. I
feel like more often than not, twins are different than similar. I don't
are quite different.
know a lot of twins. I don't think I really
don't either. Do I know twins? My grandma was a twin, but I never met her sister because she died. So but she was a twin, from what I remember. I don't think I know any twins aside from that. I watched this documentary called Twinsters, which was really good though, which is about a girl, like, she's like a YouTuber or something like that. I follow them on Instagram now. And someone messaged her one day that was like, hey, this may sound weird, but you look a lot like my friend. and that's how she met up with her sister. They both actually were adopted from Korea, actually. This was before I was even into like K-pop or anything like that. But it was really interesting to watch because they went through the whole thing of we do look alike. Holy cow! Let's. So it was like a Parent Trap moment. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. It was just like wow. Like they message each other, so they're like, this is really weird, and it's just really interesting to watch their relationship like develop as like, the way they meet and everything is like the vibe from it feels like they've known each other for years, but they haven't. It's very interesting to watch. But aside from that, I can't go off on tangents too much because we're already 17 minutes in and we're on episode 1. This is bad.
Yeah. 14 more episodes.
Woo! But basically the end of episode 1 is setting up them setting a house on fire, which...
Right.
I'm sure White was not expecting that. Okay. First night as Black, and you're already going to be setting a house on fire. Poor team. What have you gotten yourself
into? White had no idea what he signed up for.
Zero clue. Absolutely zero clue. So episode 2, obviously the big main event was setting the house on fire. And all of that. I was fully down with this. Like, during quarantine, I became somewhat of an anti-capitalist. So, I was, like, so down with, like, all the shit they were doing. I was like, yes, set the bitch's house on fire. Like, I was like, I agree. So, I absolutely was all for it. And it was really interesting to watch as well, because not a lot of shows actually, like, focus on, like, shit like that. They'll do like a, dystopian, like, oh, this is what the world is like, but to focus on like real time, real present day, like shit, like not a lot of shows will do that. So that's one of the reasons I like the show so much, probably. During the house fire, a couple of things happen. Graham misses someone in there, and it's Unar? How is it pronounced?
Dan?
I think it's Unar. Dan, yeah. It's Dan, but his artist name is like Unar or something. Unar, I think it's Unar.
I'm just gonna call him Dan.
It's Dan, yeah. Dan is in their painting. We meet Dan, and he was missed, so he's in there when the fire started, and he's having trouble getting out. So I believe it's Yuck that runs in there and saves him, and we have their first meeting, which is really cute.
Yeah, there's a moment there.
There's a moment there. And honestly, I fell in love with Dan Yuck first. I love Afghan, so I was really excited about this whole show and Shaun White and everything. But I fell in love with Dan Yuck first. Like, I remember watching this going like, I think Shaun White was just moving at a slower pace, so I was just like, yeah, they're there. But look at that. Like, he's full on drawing him in art class without realizing it. He's like, got these googly eyes of just like, oh, I'm in love with him. And I was just like, this is cute as fuck. Like, I fell in love with them first, for sure. They had a nice vibe. And during the fire, Shaun also saves White from the building because he runs in there like a moron.
Yep.
Not knowing what to do at all during a fire. He just runs straight in there trying to save someone, which I will say shows his compassion and how he might be different from his brother. He has a lot of, like, compassion for other people. He'll run into a burning building if he sees someone's in danger, whether it's also a danger to himself or not. So I will say that is a positive point towards him, but also, dude, don't run into a burning building.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
But Shaun does save White from that, and it's kind of a moment because there's like, it's slow mode, and he's like, "Come with me." But that was a thing. Black also has some kind of cardiac event during this episode, and I did not remember this fully because it was such like a blink and you miss it kind of moment that like maybe I was doing something, but I remember rewatching it, not now, but like before. I rewatched it again at some point, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot he was on the floor again. Like he had another event.
Yeah.
He was pulled back though. We're good. And I do want to mention Todd's demeanor because we already. I don't know why I didn't notice this shit in episode 2.
I didn't either. I'll be honest. I didn't notice that.
I didn't notice it at all. But watching it now that I know everything, he seemed like way more chill than everyone. He honestly, like, he was just like, like he was always just lounging around his apartment. He was the least stressed of anyone in the show. And something's off about that. So I don't know why I didn't notice that at first. I think I was too into the relationships probably, but his demeanor definitely was a clue to the fact that he was involved with what happened to Black. So, and another thing I want to mention before we move on to episode 3 was the bike race at the end of the episode, which was like, it wasn't like a race, but it was like White had just learned.
Is this when Todd teaches White how to ride a bike? Yes, okay. Yeah, and then White's like challenges Sean and he's like, I can beat you. Yeah.
And there's a quote there that I liked, but I forgot to go back and take a picture. But I will say this in lieu of all the quotes that I did want to talk about. I like that we get to hear White's inner monologue throughout this whole thing.
Yeah, I think that's good, especially because most of the time he's pretending to be Black, and like, so he obviously has to act a different way when or try to at least.
Probably stressed.
So yeah. So it's good to get a little like insight of what White's really thinking and how he really feels and about everything.
And all of that's why I'm saying in lieu of all the quotes I wanted to add, because most of the quotes I wanted to take a snapshot of and talk about were from his inner monologue. Like I thought it was so interesting. Every time I heard him speak, I was like, oh, this is such a really nice quote that I'm hearing. I kind of wrote like fragments of them down in my other notes, so if I find them, I'll talk about them. But I honestly thought the bike race scene was really pretty because we had his monologue over it. We had a song in the background, and the sun was kind of setting a little bit. It was still up, but it was setting a little bit, so the lighting was really nice. It was a really nice vibe. So that was probably my favorite part of episode 2. I will say that. Moving on to episode 3. So I feel like I understand what you go through now, and we talk about like how you go.
Oh my god, those are a lot of notes.
I'm telling you, this is in my entire notebook. They're double-sided too. I have like 2 episodes a page. It's a thing.
Yep.
Okay. Episode 3, we see that White starts to realize all the problems in the system that he's kind of been able to ignore because he's been privileged to ignore it. He's been the son of a diplomat, you know. He's been living in Russia as well. So he hasn't really had to look, you know. And we start to see him start to see that and realize that. Is this the episode where I'm sorry, I'm looking at 2 different notes. Yes. Okay. Yeah, this is also the part where he starts to realize it because the guy that he's kind of competing with to get the like diplomat-ish kind of spot finds out who his dad is. He's like, "Oh, you'll die."
Oh yeah, and he's like, "Yeah, but it's yours."
Yeah, he was like, and it's interesting to see his like demeanor change when he finds that out because he was like super chill and super nice, and then he finds out who his dad is. He's like, I'm fucked. Like your dad is literally a diplomat. I'm screwed. So I thought that was very interesting to see. And so he starts to realize this.
Is this when White purposely bombs the interview and then his dad's like, well, you're lucky I was able to convince him to let you in or whatever?
This is that, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He literally, honestly, what he says is correct. I meant to go back and double check like the full thing he says, but I agree wholeheartedly with what he's saying. I think the question was something like, if Thailand puts a bid in for the like human rights award thingy or something like that, or is denied a spot for a bid in the human rights thingy or something because of incidents happening in the country, how would you explain that to the people or something like that? And the answer he gave was something along the lines of, well, I would explain to them that we have these problems and that this is what we should do to fix them, and then maybe we'll be able to put a bid in for the next one next year. And his dad was like, whoa, you are being way too honest. Like, you can't just give an
Yeah, he's
answer like that.
well, don't do that. This is politics.
Yeah.
You can't be honest.
You can't be honest here. What are you talking about? So I do fully agree with the answer he was saying. And his dad backtracks near the end and he's just like, no, you gave the right answer. You were just too, like, obvious about it. I'm like, bullshit. I was like, you would not do the same thing that he did. You would just be like, oh, it sucks that this happened. Anyway, like...
Yeah, just move on.
Yeah, it's the way it is in politics. But because of that, he ends up leaving. Because Gunpa says, hey, you should stay with me and I'll train you to be as good as you were before. But to build on that, Gunpa totally knows by this point that white is white and not black.
Gunpa knew, like, very early on, right? Like, I feel like I said at some point, I think he knows.
Absolutely, because there's a whole scene, I believe it's in this episode, it could be in this episode, or it's in the other one, that he is kind of training him to use a gun up at the top, and he's, like, going to shoot, and White's over here, like, squinting and holding his ears, and I'm like, mate, you are not being subtle.
No.
And
I will say, I think it was, I forgot when it was, but I know at some point I thought Gunpa was the one who, like, beat up Black, and I thought he was the one behind this. Because when I kind of put together...
I did too!
Yeah? Like, I don't know what I just, like...
At the end of it, I was like, I'm so sorry, King, I doubted you.
Yeah, I know, I was like... Because I felt like it would have made, like, sense, because, like, he definitely picked up on White being... on Black, quote-unquote, being white right away.
That's a good point, actually.
And so I was like, oh, like, maybe... Like, and he was like... I don't know, it seemed like it could have been him, because he was too close to White, where he seemed like he was really, like, trying to work him in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know, I gave off the vibe where I'm like, ooh, shit, maybe it was him. But I was very wrong.
I didn't think about it back then, but I thought about it around, I think it was, like, near the second to last episode that I thought that. Like, my brain just went, what if it's Gunpa? I hate to say this, but what if it's Gunpa? Because there's some instances in the truck that they steal where he's like, White's like texting Gunpa and is like, the plane's fucking failing, like we have an issue, and Gunpa would have known where their route was. So I was like, what if it's Gunpa? Like, that's where my mind went. And at the end I was like, I'm so sorry, I doubted you, I didn't mean to. I felt so bad because he's literally the best.
Oh, he's so good.
It's literally like when you thought Big did it and then he fucking died.
I was just gonna say, it was literally like with Big Rat. Well, at least Gunpa didn't die.
Oh, thank God. I would have been so sad.
Fucking... I didn't even have a chance to like him after that.
It's the dad everyone needs.
He dies. Yeah.
Gumpa's the best. But, yeah, he totally picks up on it when they're shooting the gun and everything. Because he says later on as well, he calls back to that moment. In, like, episode 12 or something, he's like, of course I knew. It was episode 12 or episode 13. He was like, of course I knew. Because I was training him how to shoot a gun, and his hands were so soft. Like, they didn't look at all like anything that would have done anything for himself. Like, you know, like, he looks like he has everything done for himself, his laundry, anything. Any hard work he didn't have to do, which is why his hands were so soft and not scarred or anything like that. So he knew just from looking at his hands. And he calls it back to that gun moment. So, and he says a couple things during that scene too, where he's like, yeah, you're not black.
No, yeah.
Absolutely not. Like he picked up on it real quick, because he's a genius, so. Let's see. So, because White comes to stay at the garage, he ends up rooming with Sean. Which is quite the predicament, seeing as the two at the moment can't stand each other.
Yeah.
There are some moments in there as well, when they're staying with each other, in this episode and the next one, where, like, Sean's, like, usually, like, yelling at him, like, you've had everything handed to you, and White does get angry at one point, and he's like, don't you think I know that? Like, he's like, stop, like, I'm trying to fix it. He does get frustrated with him at some point, and I know it's quite the adventure, them staying next to each other and not liking each other, because at one point, I think Sean and Namo sleep together, I think. We don't
Namo?
The girl. The girl.
The art
The
girl?
artist, yeah.
The spray paint? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think they did, because, like, a lot of the things they'd say to each other pointed to that, and I was like, are they sleeping with each other? Do they have some form of relationship? I don't know.
I thought they did, and then people were like, no, it's fine, they're not. I'm like, okay, good.
I think maybe they did sleep together a couple times. I think that's what that was. But she said, it's fine, you never asked me to be your girlfriend. And so I think that was where the problem lied.
Maybe, that could be.
Yeah,
okay.
I think they probably, like, had a, random friends with benefits situation thing going, but he never really asked her to be his girlfriend. So they technically weren't together. Yeah. She wanted to be, though, which I feel bad for her. Honestly, Namo, if you're looking for someone, I am here. I am available. I said that through the entirety of the show.
Well, I originally had an option for her, but that backfired.
I'm telling you. You mean Eugene?
Yes!
Yes!
And I was so mad because they fucking fucked everything for me. I had a plan, and it was a good plan, but then everything got fucked in the end.
Everything got fucked. Oh my god, it would have been so good.
It would have been perfect. It could have been, but no. They're like, no, fuck that. I'm like, fine, fuck you. I don't care.
Fine, whatever.
That's what I do.
We also get a Dan Yawk moment in this, because Yawk has been out looking for Dan.
Is this when he points the gun at him?
He does. He points the gun at him, and he says, and I quote, "Don't follow me if you want no regrets," which is brought back around at the very end of the show.
That's fair. I mean, honestly, Dan gave him warning.
He did. He was like, I'm telling you right now, things will get bad. Just don't follow me. Because he knew he was a cop, but Yawk didn't know he was a cop, so he's like, I know y'all are probably into some illegal shit, since considering the fact that you were there and when the house burned down, so I'm pretty sure you did it. So if you follow me, things could get really bad for you. And so he is warning him against it.
Yeah.
Alright, episode 4. I feel like this is a choppy way of doing it, and I do apologize. I'm just trying to condense it in a way that works, and I don't know how to move from episode to episode. So episode 4. Let's see. Important events. There weren't, I would say, not a lot of, like, super important events. There was, like, a discussion about, like, impunity in society, and there was a guy speaking at the school. That was a really interesting discussion, and I was like, I'd come to see your lecture. But they also decide to move forward with Sean's plan. They do the little alligator thing. And I guess...
Yes.
Actually, I think White's the one
that episode
that it lands on. Yeah, I think that is episode 4.
That's early.
I know. Honestly, the earlier episodes, like, blend together in a way that makes you think they're later than they actually are. But because I was watching episode 3 the other day, and I was like, wait, I'm only on episode 3? I turned it off, and I was like, oh, shoot, I thought I was on, like, 4 or 5. But yeah, they do decide to go to 4 with Sean's plan, but I think it lands on White, and he just says, whatever, Sean.
I do remember White being the one to pick what to do, and then he's like, okay, I'll just do whatever Sean wants to do.
Yeah, and he was like, why? Like, super suspicious, and he was like, because if I come up with a plan, it's not gonna be good. Because he's not black. And I also made note in here, I think I made note of it because of a scene where he was in that, like, little pool. I want to talk about this. I forgot about this until now. The pool that Todd is sitting in and the one that he, like, tries to drown Black in
are the same.
Well, yeah, they're the same because it's in Todd's house. But do you recognize it at all?
I don't even remember it, I'll be honest. Like, I remember it was like a pool.
There is a pool, and you want to know where else that pool is?
Where?
In Kim Porsche.
What?
It's the same fucking pool that, like, they were, like, standing in front of a couple different times, so there's a pool there. And that pool will come back around in Kim Porsche as well.
Wait, what? No, wait.
It is. It's the same fucking pool. I remember people talking about it when the Kim Porsche trailer came out, and everyone was like, oh my god, guys, it's the pool!
Wait, the pool where Porsche was like the mermaid?
No, not that pool.
Oh. But that's the pool that's outside.
Not that
like
pool.
On the balcony.
No, there's a pool. Is it? There's a pool on the balcony that's like a small pool that they're standing in front of. And you will know the pool because it will be in the next episode.
The pool with the little water fountain thing? The
No.
rain?
No, not that one. That's a big pool.
That's
a big pool.
This train. What the fuck are you I have no idea what you're talking about. The only pool I know is the one with the waterfall, the one where they train, and the one on the balcony where Portia is the mermaid.
Trust me, you will learn to recognize the pool I'm talking about in the next episode. I promise you, you will know
I'm
what pool
so
I'm
confused.
talking about.
Okay, well, this is probably why I don't notice it, because I didn't fucking watch that episode.
It's in previous episodes, but it's not like a main focus. It's not a main focus. They're just in the air. They're just on the balcony where the pool is. So, but the pool will come back around and you will recognize it.
Okay, well, okay.
Clearly,
I missed things.
Next episode, I'm gonna watch your reaction. And you're gonna be like, oh, "That's the pool." It's gonna be a moment of, "Oh, that pool." Okay, so you'll know what pool I'm talking about. But it's the same pool because I remember everyone on Tumblr freaking out once the Kim Porsche trailer came out. They were like, "Hey, it's the same pool." But
that's cool. So they use the same fucking like set for both shows?
I guess so. Just for that, especially, at least. Like, I don't know about other shots in it, but I remember that. Like,
that's cool.
Yeah. And I wrote that, I completely forgot about that until I read this, but I basically wrote down here, Todd looks like a supervillain. Why didn't I notice anything? He was lounging in the pool, taking a sip of champagne. I was like, bruh.
I'll be honest, I forgot about Todd for like most of the show.
I know. He only pops in to call really about Black. Which I think is on purpose, so you don't really suspect him as much.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't know why. I just like, I didn't really care about Todd enough to pay enough attention to him, where I was kind of just like, whatever. Like, there was a lot going on in the show where I could only focus on a few things at once.
Yeah.
And Todd was not one of them. So that's probably why I missed the whole, like, all the clues. I was just like, I wasn't paying attention to you, I'll be honest. You were very irrelevant up till the reveal.
That's
true. I will say.
He's so smart, because he made sure that no one around White would be shocked to see him alive, because he was the one who did it. So he was the only one who would have been shocked to see White or Black alive if they walked in. So he made sure that he inserted himself into the situation and was like, oh, I found out about Black. So that way, whenever White was looking around and telling him things about the gang and being like, I don't know who could have done it, like, he's like sitting there like, it was me. That's why no one's shocked to see you alive. It's because I'm the one who did it. So I will say this, he is an evil genius. We do get some Shaun White in this episode with Shaun having a bad dream. That's in this episode.
Right.
And he kind of
do we actually see what the dream is this time? Or is it just like...
I don't think we ever... Okay. Well, I think we do the second time around, because there is another dream.
I know there's one where it's like about his parents, his like dad and stuff. Like...
Yeah, we do see... I think he does dream, and it does count, like, they do cut together what happened to his dad.
Yeah, it's like a memory dream or whatever.
But this first one, we don't know what he's dreaming about. We just know he's having a bad dream. And he does cling to White in his sleep. And, and White's like, why? Because, like, at this point, they're not really, like, a thing. So, but he wakes up, he's like, get the fuck off me. He's like, well, then get the fuck off me. You're the one who clinged to me in my sleep. I didn't do it. And we also have, I'm only mentioning this for posterity and to cover everything, but we have Graham and Eugene have been meeting up. We have that info.
Is that when they hug at the end?
Yes, he finds out. White finds out by following Eugene back.
Okay.
Yeah, so we know that they've been meeting up. And this is the
Is this also when fucking, like, White starts, like, making out with Eugene? Is that the same episode?
I wrote that down.
That's weird.
Like, it's Eugene. I know, I was like, dude, that is your brother's girl.
Like, it was weird.
This is not the way to go.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're, like, infiltrating, like, that's your brother's girlfriend, or, like, at least ex-girlfriend.
Well, I'm just glad he didn't, like, sleep with her. That's where I thought that was going. I was like, if you did that, that'd be fucked.
I know. I was thinking that, and I was like, I honestly don't think he's gonna do this. And he didn't. I was like, thank fuck. Like, I was like, there's no way he would. He's got the empathy gene. He's the twin with the empathy gene. He wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But now we're on to episode 5, after the cliffhanger of finding out that Graham and Eugene have been talking.
Yes.
Which not a lot of people are happy about.
This
is... let me tell you that.
They weren't?
Oh, no.
Okay, good.
I'm telling you right now, a good chunk, if not all people, were on your side.
Okay, good. I'm glad, because we were robbed.
I know.
I swear they said in the novel that it's
In
like
the
a
novel,
Graham and
yeah.
Black, they get together.
In the novel, it's
Why the fuck did they change that?
I don't know. I think that was a little mistake.
Whose idea was this?
I don't know, but if it was the director, that's one mistake she made. I don't think she made any of the mistakes.
It's honestly the big mistake.
Yeah. She made one mistake, and it was that. I wasn't as much of a Graham Black shipper throughout the show. I did see points where, like, I would have been like, oh yeah, I would have been totally fine with them getting together. But what I was seeing, like, people talking about on Tumblr were like, this BNG figurines thing, they were led to believe one thing, and then something else happened, I feel like. And I'm like, that's honestly sad for you. I feel bad for y'all. Like, you got screwed.
I did.
Absolutely screwed. I fully get it. And I read fanfic for Not Me Still sometimes, and mostly in them, the side ship, aside from Shaun White, is Black Graham. So, or Graham Black. I always say it wrong. Is Graham Black. So I do definitely feel for y'all, because like I have, you know, read some of like them being a couple, and I do like them. I just, when I was watching the show, I was like, it doesn't matter as much to me, because I'm more of like Shaun White and Danyuk in this situation.
So it's one of those things where, like, I think it was episode 5 where we find out where White's like, oh, G must be Graham and B is Black, and like that's when he kind of started putting that together.
Yeah.
And that's when I'm like, and I think because I said that very early on, I was like, oh, I was right, and it got me so happy, because I was like, oh, did I really predict this ship that came out of nowhere? And like, I was so happy about it. I was so like excited. I have all these ideas of how this was gonna like come to fruition, and then it all got shat on.
Yep.
And I was pissed. I still am.
Everyone was pissed.
That's one of the gripes I have with this show. I did not like it. I wanted some big, like, reveal, like, when Black actually, like, returned. Or maybe, like, White would tell Graham that he was White after, like, maybe Graham, like, confessed him or whatever. He'd be like, actually, I'm, like, his brother. And then, like, that would have been, like, I don't know. I had these ideas. It was gonna be big and emotional. It would have been great.
Dude, you should get the books. You could read some fanfiction. It helps. Honestly, read some fanfiction. It helps a lot.
Honestly, I might just read the, like, Graham Black parts of the fucking fanfiction. Or honestly, the novel, too, I'll be honest.
There are Graham Black specific fanfictions everywhere, dude. Just
I bet.
Archive of Our Own, they're all there.
Because it should have been a thing. Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
It should have been.
Own this fucking show.
I agree. It's not my main ship at all, but I do think that should have happened over what did happen. Like, I don't understand why they did Graham and Eugene. And that, like, love triangle thing.
It made me not care about any, like, a lot of it after. After that moment, I was kind of like, a lot of the things after that, I kind of just didn't really care what happened after that.
Yeah,
with, like, mainly with Eugene and Graham, but also with, like, most of the show in general. Like, I kind of just, like, I was so hyped up for what I thought would happen, and then he kind of took that away last minute. I was like, really?
Yeah, it kind of let you down.
Like, they pulled the rug under me, and that's why it's not like one of my favorite BLs, because of that
because of
reason.
That moment. It ruined it for me.
It, like, tainted it for me. It, like...
I'm so... Honestly, I know it's only my favorite, because that wasn't my top ship. If that was my top ship, going into it, if I knew previously that they had been together and they became my top ship, like, based on that and everything like that, and I was in it for them, I would have been very upset, and I don't think I would have watched it again either. So I definitely understand where you're coming from. But no, every week on Tumblr, it was very much like so this is what we got fucked up with this time, like, in terms of Graham Black. So I definitely see the point. However, we are in episode 5 now, where we get Chase Tag, and the first of many cringe jumps.
Oh my, right, yes, oh my god. I was like, yep, okay. These fucking jumps are like out of like some like 1850s like ninja warrior movie that like was so bad where you could like see the string strapped on them with their harness. Like, this was so fucking stupid, but it's kind of hilarious. Like,
it's funny.
It was
like,
so
it's bad and it's funny.
Oh.
I remember watching it for like the first time, and I was like, oh, it's gonna jump, and then he jumped, and I was like, I mean, okay, like you didn't need to scream like that,
Like, like their legs are literally moving so fast while they're in there. It's literally like they're doing the fucking like ninja jump. It's like, no, you don't do that in real life.
It's so funny. But and some iconic cringe jumps in this, but that's the first of many. And let's see. At the end of it, we also have White gets captured in the garage. Because he's called back by Sean, but then Sean gets beaten up over the phone, and so he goes to check on him, and they kind of ambush him, and it's left on a cliffhanger. But the next episode starts, and we see it's them that did it to test him.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Took me a minute to remember that. Because I remember I said like, oh yeah, this is probably a test or something.
I thought okay. It kind of has to do with this, but it kind of doesn't. But I thought a couple scenes beforehand, we get some Graham Black fodder, but with White, pretending to be black. And that's when they look at each other. They share that look. Do you remember the look?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I remember the look.
I know you remember the look. It's
like I'm so pissed. Oh my god.
I know the look was really good too. When they looked, I was like, oh, hold on, I felt a thing. I was like, I get it. That's when I started to understand the whole Graham Black section. That's when I started to understand. Was when that look was shared. But we also get White rifling through Graham's things, trying to see something, and that's when he starts to, put pieces together and think that it's Graham that Black found, because he sees the note. He kind of connects it back to the figurines. But I thought when Graham comes back and he gives him food, and he was like, here, it's this. And then, like, White ate it. He's like, cool, thanks. And then gave it back to him, and then he ran out. For some reason, my mind was like, what if Black's allergic to something, and he's, like, testing him to see if he has the same allergic reaction that Black would have had if he ate that shit. I don't know why my brain thought that, but I thought he was testing him or some shit. I was, like, on edge for this entire show, I'm telling you. We also get Danyok meeting again. And
so this when he seals the wall and finds out he's a cop. Yeah.
We find out Dan's a cop. That's quite a moment in this as well. But they're still cute because I like that. I was like looking forward to it because I loved them so. They were my main ship at the beginning.
Yeah.
So I like the little like gotcha, and then like he turned around, and he's like fuck. Like that was an adorable. I loved that moment. And a moment I want to mention that's not important. But, like, after they do the jump and everything like that, and they decide to, like, part ways for the evening, Sean and Yock are staying back, but Graham and White are walking off to go study, I believe. I love that shot. There's a shot there, and it's beautiful. Like, the lighting, the sun is, like, setting behind them as they're walking away, and it's, like, slow motion, and I was like, I love this show. It's pretty. It really just, like, makes the like inner like perfectionist in me really happy when like lighting is perfect and just movement is perfect and music is perfect. It's just a lot of things happened like that in this show, and that's probably why it's my favorite. But then we move on to episode 6, where White finds out that they've now tricked him by capturing him in the garage to test him.
Yes.
And they wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to blab, basically. He was going to be like, hey, like, yeah, this is where you can find this. This is where you can find this. Just don't hurt us. Like, you wanted to make sure that he wouldn't do that. And he did. He did. He fully did.
Yep.
Again, he's not good at pretending to be black. But it was, to him, a dangerous situation. And he says to Sean, your life is more important than you think. And I thought that was a really nice quote. It's just like because the way he literally shouts it at him, and Sean like stops for a second. He's like, oh, like I don't think anyone's ever said that to me before. So because he hasn't had much love in his life except for this gang, because his mom is dead and his dad's dead. Everyone's dead in Sean's life except for this gang. That's what he has. So when someone starts showing him like love and affection, he's like, wait, what is this? So it makes him like stop and rethink. And Oh, shoot. See, I wrote down Dan Yock and Graham Black because I was going to talk more about the scene where Graham and Yock were kind of like sitting there waiting to go into the warehouse for Sean's plan to like make a distraction. And they were having a discussion about like love and like connection and stuff like that.
Yes!
I completely forgot to go back and look at it though, so apologies. We won't be talking about it. But they do have that discussion.
All I remember what I thought that Yock was talking about Dan and Graham was talking about Black, and I was so upset. Now that I
did a little bit too, not gonna lie. After the last scene with the look, I thought that's what they're talking about. And we also see Sean's plan.
Me for a fool.
I know it played a lot of people. A lot of people are mad, I'm telling you.
Let's
see. This whole episode is basically centered around Sean's plan, which is to go into the warehouse, dump the bitterant into the soda.
Yes.
And that's how they're gonna do it. But White's like, that's a stupid fucking plan. I can't believe I let you come up with a plan for my turn. And so he doesn't. He doesn't pour the bitterant into the tank.
He takes a picture of it instead.
He takes a picture of it and is like, just to let you know, we can do this, but we're not going to because we care about y'all. We don't care about him, though, which is why we think you all should be against him. Like, he's trying to frame it in a way that's, like, you know, positive towards them and negative towards Tawi. Because, obviously, Sean doesn't like that. He just wants to, like, you know, use as much as necessary. But he doesn't see that if they use the bitterant, people will be mad at them. Not Tawi. Which will not work at all for their cause and what they're trying to fight for. So, White did a good thing there, not dumping it in. But Sean doesn't think so, so he chokes him out at the end.
Yeah. That was a bit much on Sean's part.
Sean, maybe let's not choke him out. I'm begging you, let's not. He uses violence when he wants to. I will say that about Sean. He punches first and asks questions later.
Yeah.
But moving on to episode 7. Oh, we're halfway through and we're an hour in. I believe we can do it. Jeez. I believe we can do it.
Yeah.
It'll just be this, like, a similar length to our Kinforce one.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. 2 hours, it's fine.
It's fine. So, important events in episode 7. We find out that White has created a fake account under the name ROL, based on, like, rule of law, to post about what they've been doing and everything like that, to share the word with people. Otherwise, he doesn't mention it until episode 14? No, 13. That he set it up because if something happens to them, no one's gonna know what they've done. And it'll all just disappear and be absolutely worthless. And all that they've done will just go away. So, like, everyone will bury it, no one will hear about it again. So he's making this account so that people know what they've done to go against Tawi. And there is a protest event as well, with a lot of events happening at the protest. We've got a lot of LGBTQ inclusion at the protest, which
yes,
I absolutely loved. I also loved that it wasn't like a sponsor, but it had the vibe of a sponsor. Was when they were going to, like, register to vote. She's like, you can use this QR code here to vote for this. And I was like, oh, I like how they're, like, teaching people to vote in the show. They're like, here, please vote. They used the sponsorship kind of vibe to, like, get people to vote. And I actually really liked that. But at the protest event, aside from the stuff going against Tawi and everything like that, we got the flag scene because it's very LGBTQ inclusive.
Oh, yes.
Everyone's doing a fashion show. Yeah. And it's so cute. Like, honestly, the flag scene made me just about cry. Like, I absolutely loved that scene. Like, I was like, what is it? And this is the moment, I think, as well, where I started to get more into Shaun White.
I was going to say same. Yeah. I think that was the moment that really got me more to Shaun White than before.
Yeah. It's quite a lovely moment. Because, like, it was mainly the way they, like, it wasn't even, like, the interaction inside, even though I liked the interaction inside the flag, like, underneath the flag. It was right before, where they, like, stare at each other from across the flag, before the flag goes up, everything like that.
Yeah.
They notice each other and they just stare for a second, and I was like, oh, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the thing. But that scene was beautiful. It made me cry. And we get a cliffhanger with them as well, where Sean shows up at his apartment, or Black's apartment. And
right. Yes.
and he shoves his way inside.
Oh yeah, and
like,
he's
no,
like, let
you
me
kick
in,
him in.
and just go.
It was kind of a cute moment. So it was hell, let me tell you, it was hell waiting a week. Because I just gotten into Shaun White now, because of the flag scene. And then they were like,
Yeah.
oh, they're about to have a discussion in his room, or do something in his room. Wait till next week to find out. I was like, hey!
Yeah, no, I get that.
Like, I want to know what that
I mean, technically, I had to wait a week too, despite the fact that all the episodes were out. I still waited a week.
Yeah, honestly.
So I get it. It was like really like
for your things. So, which honestly, self-control I don't have. Honestly, it's so hard to do that already with Darn Type. So we're almost done though.
Well, you're almost done. Like
it's killing me, but we're almost done. And we do also find out that Graham and Eugene kissed. I can see from your face you absolutely hate that.
When was this?
Okay.
How did this play out again?
So this, one of my favorite musical moments in the show. When Eugene comes up to White, thinking he's Black, and is like, I wish you could tell me why we broke up. And then she goes, okay, I gotta be honest with you, I actually kissed Graham.
Oh my right,
and
yeah, okay.
Back and was like, it showed all that, and I was like, Graham,
see,
she's crying, she's vulnerable. Why are you kissing her?
See, no, my dumbass thought that Graham did this to try to break them up, to get Black, not fucking. Because I was like, oh, like he was like, if he was like, oh, I don't know, like yeah, I thought he was fucking trying to like.
Wouldn't that have been great?
He was just like, hey. It would have been like I thought it was more of like a. Hey, I'm gonna like kiss your girlfriend.
I'm hoping for like a season 2 where they like just retcon the whole thing.
Fix it.
Yeah.
They better.
Wouldn't that be great?
Like
taking on a new challenge and then just like fixing the entire issue. I would kill for that.
Honestly, well, I'll be honest. The ending, like, kind of feels like a little lackluster to me. Like, it feels like nothing really big came from it. And we'll talk more about that when we get there, and maybe you can point out things I missed. But it felt like nothing happened with Tawi. He still is doing his thing.
I'm hoping that he was, like, so they did, like, what did they, she said something on a news thing, and I don't remember what she said. They said that they were now looking into Tawi. There was, like, a news broadcast at the end where she said people are looking into, the government's looking into Tawi now, or something like that.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything, really.
Yeah, at the moment, no.
Like,
but we've made some noise. That's something.
Yeah.
Me trying to justify everything. But it was also one of my favorite musical moments in the show because randomly there's a song called Titanic that plays. And I don't know why, but when I was watching it, I was like, oh, I love this song. I love this song. Like, I'd never heard it before. Like, I'd absolutely never heard it before, but it worked so well in the show that I was like, I'm going to download this. I listen to it every day still. Like, I love that song.
Oh, really?
It's one of my favorite songs now. So thank you, Not Me, for introducing me to a song. It's called Titanic, but it's really good because it plays when she leaves and she's walking away in like slow motion and everything like that. And it's art. It's absolute art. And basically the whole ending of this episode, aside from the cliffhanger with Shaun and White, is Danyok flirting times 1,000. Just a lot of flirting.
What flirting are we talking about?
A lot of flirting.
What are they doing?
He grabs Yoke from school.
When?
And brings him to his like hideout, his like apartment kind of area. Where...
Is this the like where's the key thing?
It is. It's like why don't you find the wallet, officer?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's honestly like a scene straight out of a porno or something.
Like search me, officer, please. Like, I dare you.
Literally, it's like okay.
I have like all the little. I have a few little quotes in here. There's "arrest me, officer." There's. If you want it, search for it, officer. Like, I've written them all fucking down, because they were quick and easy. But the flirting was next level with these two in this episode. And he also says that Dan drew him, in his little thing, and one of his things. So it's his turn to draw him.
Yes.
So, and then it ends with them for that episode. So we have to see until the next one where that goes. And before we move on to that, we'll be right back.
The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. Your info is in endless places that could expose you to identity theft, leading to lost funds. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Resolve to make identity health and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
We're back with episode 8.
We're back.
We're back. I feel like I'm doing a lot of talking, and I apologize. I'm talking so much. Like I feel like we should both be talking, and I'm just taking.
Well, it's fine because normally I feel like I'm always like, because since I'm the one who normally needs to do everything scene by scene.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm always talking too much, so I always feel bad for talking too much. Now having you talk more is like, okay, this is good. Like it's a good.
I know. I haven't really.
Plus, I don't remember anything until you remind me. So
there you go. I'm the one with the info.
You gotta remind me of things, and then I'll talk about them.
Oh, here's where we can talk about the whole "how much does Sean know" thing that I wanted to.
Okay. Okay. Yes, because I called bullshit when he said he knew from the beginning. I don't believe that.
Not from the beginning, I will say, but I am a lovely member of the Sean Knows Club. I would like to call it, because on every week after a new episode on Tumblr, we'd be like, "This is why Sean knows," and we'd list out the things that happened this week about why the fuck we think he knew. And I'm telling you, like, we had a lot of fucking evidence. Okay, let's see. What was one of the things in here? I just said basically I was a member of the Sean Knows Club, but like, let's see what happened this episode and see what evidence I have to corroborate that. We do have Sean confronting Toei. That's one of the big events in this episode. Toei comes to speak at the university, and Sean is like,
right, yes, okay, that's when he yells at him.
Yeah, he goes in to confront him in the bathroom, and Toei blatantly lies about everything. He's like, I don't know who that is. Like, if he's a drug dealer, that's not my business. So, obviously, Sean's pissed about that. We have the deep conversation that I had to wait a week for between Sean and White. And yes. I absolutely adored this scene. This is one of my favorite scenes in the show. I think it's really intimate and personal. Like, they just sit there and talk. It's not like, oh, they kissed or oh, they did this. They just sit there and they speak to each other and they're honest with each other. Like, Sean tells White about his dad and everything that happened, and White just sits there and is like, go ahead and talk, I will listen. Like, he's just there for him. And I thought that was really lovely. It was beautiful. I absolutely love it. The connection they have is absolutely unreal. Like, Off-Gun, I don't know what's in the water with them, but the shows that they have,
it's so good.
Oh my god, their chemistry is off the charts.
So good.
It's ridiculous. Like, there are other BL couples that I absolutely adore, but Off-Gun is just another level. It's because Theory of Love was great too. Like, at first I obviously hated Kai in Theory of Love, but
like, yeah, that's one of my least favorites because I hated Kai for like 95% of the show. But that's my only real reason. Like, I can't, like, everything else I pretty much enjoy.
Exactly. And you can't deny that Off-Gun had such insane chemistry in it as well. Like, no,
that's the thing. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, they still had chemistry. I still hated Kai, but they still had the chemistry, which is why at the end I was just like, fine. I'll take it. I'll ship it out, whatever. Just because the chemistry's good.
I agree with you on the fact that, like, it's not my least favorite, but, like, I had, like, trouble watching it because, like, I was constantly screaming at the TV going, you are such a dick, why is he in love with you? But I remember it being one of my favorites, and I feel like I've mentioned this in the podcast before because of the incident I had with the girl that I was, like, head over heels with, but she turned out to not be a great person.
I thought that's why you hated Kai.
That's what was because of that. That's why I hated Kai, but it's why I loved the show because it gave me some comfort, I guess. In the similarities, I guess, gave me some comfort. I don't know why, but they did. That's probably the main reason that I actually liked it, because I vibed with it. I understood. I felt what Third was feeling.
Yeah.
I got it. So, but their chemistry is absolutely fucking nuts. Like, anything Afghan is in the future, I will watch it. I don't give a fuck what it is. I will watch it.
Yeah.
Absolutely iconic. We have the trust fall in that scene as well. Where...
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This was a
Okay.
fucking stupid movie.
Okay, the first trust fall. Let's talk about the first one first. It was in the room.
What's the first one?
In the room when White does the trust fall. Because Sean's like, you trust me. Do you trust me? And he's like,
that's
okay,
fine.
let me show you.
That's not bad. That's not okay, that's fine. That's not bad. It's the other one.
Yeah.
Where fucking...
Absolutely.
I'm like, hey, I'm gonna fall off this building.
Yeah.
Peace out. Like, dude, you are a dumbass.
It wasn't all the way off the building, but it still would have injured him.
Like, he's a fucking moron. Like, here he is trying to, like, break into fucking Tawai's place, and he's gonna, like, throw himself off a building and break his leg.
Yeah, that was...
Like, dude.
He is a dumbass. Like, I remember watching that going, dude,
Priorities.
that is a very different trust fall from what White did. What are you doing? So, I definitely get where you're coming from. And, let's see, we have their first kiss as well at the end of the episode, which is really nice. I absolutely adore it.
Right, yeah. I remember I was a little uncomfortable because I still thought that Sean was dating, what's her name?
Oh, Namo.
Namo?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about it, but then everyone's like, no, they're not together.
I had
Okay,
like
then that's fine.
I got no vibes from them. The only thing I saw was them laying in bed together at one point, and that's the only vibe I got from them. Like, that didn't even cross my mind. I was just like, yeah, woo! I was so happy. Let's see. I want to go through these notes on my phone because I remember writing more about why I thought that Sean knew for a while. Let's see. I was like, yeah, I wrote down here, Sean had all the info. I swear he knew. I won't accept anything less. You're right, because after their night having that conversation, they fall asleep on the bed together, and he wakes up and he literally ties him to the bed.
That was weird.
I think it's because he knew. That was what I was saying.
Well, here's the thing. I thought he was going to interrogate him and be like, so, where's the real Black?
Yeah.
But he never does.
True.
And then it kind of just like, okay, why did you do that then?
Well, here's a little piece of thing. This is another thing that we thought of on Tumblr after this episode aired. We thought because he tied him to the bed, when he showed up to the warehouse that they were staying in, or the empty abandoned building they were staying in, Sean made a comment of, "Oh, you have all these bruises or whatever on your marks on your wrist." And he's like, that's because you tied me up, asshole. And so we were all like, what if he did that to make sure that whatever version of Black showed up was the one that he'd been having that conversation with? Like, if the real version of Black showed up and didn't have those marks on his wrist, he would fucking know that, like, you're not the one I don't like it. You're not the one I tied up and had that conversation with at all. Like, it sounds stupid, I know.
I mean, no, look, here, I will say, you do make points.
I do make points.
I don't know if I'm completely sold on it, but I definitely see where you're coming from, and you definitely have valid information.
That is one of the, like, more, like, out there reasons why we thought maybe Sean would know, and then why he was doing things.
Because I feel like with Sean, I feel like he could have just, like, stabbed him, and then see a stab wound, and be like, okay, there it is.
He wouldn't stab him, though, would he?
Well, Sean would. Sean's like a violent person. We went over this.
He's
he
not
hits
as
first,
violent
thinks
as
later.
he looks, okay.
He tried to choke out White that one episode.
Yes, but after they had
what do you mean he's not violent?
He fixed that. He did say sorry.
I'm just saying. I feel like Sean would have gone more extreme than just wrist burns, rope marks. But also, if they ever come out and say, yeah, that was meant to be a way for Sean to see if that was White or Black, I wouldn't be surprised. I would definitely be like, okay, that makes sense. I just feel like Sean would have done more.
He also says later on in that scene, like at least 2 seconds later, that he was like, why didn't you take Graham or Yok with you to do this? And he was like, they're not good for spying. And he like took a pause and he's like, you're the right one for that. And I was like, He knows.
Are you sure you didn't just want to bone him?
That's a good, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, but, like, I'm just saying.
Because I'm pretty sure the next episode after this is right as they, like, fuck in the beginning,
absolutely
right?
it is.
Okay, good.
But, like...
Okay, good. So my point is
I'm
valid.
just saying. Like, he said it about the spying, which is, like, that's one of the other reasons we thought maybe he didn't know.
I mean, you also wanted to get him alone, too, like...
The strongest piece of evidence that we have for that Sean... I say we as, like, a club. But, like, the strongest piece of evidence that we had was a scene that was cut, but we still saw some behind-the-scenes footage that had some dialogue in it. You remember when Sean goes to Gunpla before he goes to the abandoned building, and Gunpla kind of tells him to go there, and is like, I need you to do this, surveil this, and he gives him, like, pictures of the building and everything like that.
Yes.
So, there's more to that scene. Right after he, like, tells him about that, and they're talking about how Black's kind of changed a little bit, there's a behind-the-scenes clip where you can hear Sean say, does Black have any siblings? Or does Black have a brother? And we were all like, he knows. So...
Well, here's the thing. Do we count deleted scenes as canon, though?
I fucking do.
That's the issue. Is because, like, with deleted scenes, it's a variety. Because, like, sometimes deleted scenes could have something that disrupts the canon as is. So it's like, what do we do with that? I will say, he does mention that when they're playing the Tell Me the Truth game. Like, I don't know what episode that was, but it's like, hey, do you have any, like, siblings
it's
or whatever?
Like 2 episodes from now. Yeah, he does say, do you have any siblings? That's another connection that we made. So I honestly thought he knew. Like, he had all the right... I was like, I swear, he's a genius and we just don't know it. Like, he knows everything. So I think at some point he does start to catch on and notice something is wrong.
I definitely... Well, because we know that Sean knows before it's revealed to him.
Yes.
Because when episode, like, 12 or 13, when he's fighting Black...
Out anyway. He's like, you have a twin.
Yeah. So we know he finds out at some point. It's just a matter of when he knows. Yeah. And it could be around this point. I definitely could see that when, like... Because I feel like he wouldn't have slept with White thinking he was Black. I don't think he would have done that. So I think around this point must have been when he started figuring it out.
I think that we all were like, I mean, obviously he didn't know. Like, he didn't know it all, I think, in the beginning. And I think halfway through, he started to suspect it. Like, he didn't know until, like, one of the later episodes, maybe.
I think I just came up with a contradiction, actually, for us.
Do you mean the beating?
The what?
The beating from Black? Because that was the contradiction
when he, like, makes out with Black, and then Black beats the shit out of him? Yeah. Yep. Because he literally, like, I feel like at that point he thinks that's the one who he slept with, the one who he likes.
My reasoning for that is because he was in such shock that happened in that moment that he didn't think about whatever he was slightly thinking about already. Like, it wasn't in the forefront of his mind because he was only suspecting it. So he didn't think about that. He was just sad.
So I feel like he must have known after that fact then, right?
Yeah, he must have figured it out. Like, I think he figured it out.
It must have been after that.
He started to figure out, like, really, really for sure, I think, after he got, like, grazed with the bullet, and they spent the night in the tent, and then the next, like, morning, he's gone. And then he shows up to Dan's place.
That's when he definitely knows.
Yeah, that's definitely when he really, like, figured it out for sure, I think, and he just needed to ask.
Yeah.
We also have Yok painting Dan in this episode.
Yo, yes, the drawing, that was intense.
Yeah, this scene was so raw. It was raw. It was emotional.
I was like, wow, this was a lot.
It was a powerful scene, dude. Like, Dan was like full on crying. Like, you could tell. I've read that you can tell he felt so emotionally vulnerable and open in this scene. Like,
yeah,
because the tears were just going right down his face. So, and Yok at the end's really sweet, and he hugs him through it, and he's like, "You good? Okay, good." Like we had a good time. We had a little painting. Like, it wasn't like other, like, romantic scenes where, like, oh, they'll kiss, they'll do it, they'll have sex. But no, he just drew him.
Yeah.
It was like, honestly, Titanic wishes. Like Jack and Rose wish that they were that powerful. So
I've never seen Titanic, so.
Oh, you should. It's so good. Like I love.
Like, I know what happens. Everyone fucking dies except for Rose because she doesn't make room for the fucking door.
Yeah, that's very true. The fucking door. Yeah.
Like I know what there. That's the plot of Titanic right there. I don't need to see it.
Until the end of my life, I will be like that fucking door. It could have been so good, and then didn't fit on the fucking door. Anyway. The cliffhanger for that wasn't really a cliffhanger, it was more like just Shaun and White kissed and the episode ended. And then episode 9 begins. And episode 9 begins with a bang, so to speak.
Yeah! Woo!
This was the episode where I was like...
I remember you told me this.
I told you this. I was like, well, nothing sexual has happened so far. I'm safe to watch this downstairs with my mom in the room. And it starts immediately, and I was like, fuck. And I was like, she was sitting in her chair, and she wasn't really watching, because she was on her thing, and I was sitting there, like, trying to figure out an escape plan. I was like, I need to take notes on this. Maybe I'll react to it. I don't know. So I'm gonna go watch it upstairs. Because I don't like to watch anything like that in front of my mom.
I mean, that's always awkward watching.
No one wants to watch sex scenes with their parent in the room. The only movie I'll watch ever with sex scenes in it with my mom in the room is Love Actually, because we've seen it so many times that the scenes are just there. Like, we're used to it. We're just like, there it is again. Like, no, it's fine. We don't care. But anything else, I'm just like, I'm gonna go. Like, even like when I rewatched it recently, I rewatched that scene in the car on the way home, and then I got home and I just started it from where it ended on the TV, so we skipped that. But I still watched it. And we also have White taking off the button, which I want to mention the button.
Is this when that starts?
Yes.
The button starts?
Yes.
The button thing?
Because Shaun actually, Shaun takes the button off. And he's like, I'm going to keep this. And then in the last episode, White takes the button off Shaun and keeps that. So they each have each other's button. Which I never knew was a thing I ever wanted to see on a romance-related, like, relationship on TV. It was, like, keeping each other's buttons.
Well, okay, question. What was it from the shirt they wore when they were having sex? Like,
I know from White's shirt it was. I don't know about Shaun's. It might have been, because he was always wearing that green camo kind of jacket.
Yeah, because I think that would also mean a lot, too. It would remind them of, like, it would have more symbolic meaning if that was the case. Like,
I think it was, because I feel like I remember him wearing the green jacket when they were on the roof, at the end of episode 8, before they went down there. And I feel like maybe he was wearing it. It looks like he was. So honestly, I think...
Okay.
I think it was the same thing.
Because, yeah, I think that adds a more symbolic meaning to it. Like, it's like the first time they had sex, it's like more... like personal, more like there's more of a reason to do it, you know.
I see that for sure. I believe it was from the thumbnails at the very least.
Oh, my water's so warm.
I know mine is great because it keeps everything cold. But let's see. Important events in this episode. Black wakes up, and he wakes up. Every time I see that scene. And I see Black starting to wake up while they're having sex. There's only one sentence that comes to mind. And it is, the dick must have been good. Like, the dick must have been good to wake his twin up from a coma.
Someone literally said, like, essentially what you just said, it was like, Shaun fucked White so hard it woke Black up from his coma. I think it was something along those lines. Something about what you said with, like, the dick being good or whatever. Yeah. It was something like that.
Every time I watch that scene, I'm like, the dick must have been good. Like, to wake him up from a coma, it had to have been good dick, so...
It must have been good, yeah.
Yeah. So, Black's now awake. He doesn't know what woke him up, but we do. I thought that was funny, because I was watching it for the first time, I was like, you're fucking kidding me. This is what wakes him up. We also find out Dan killed Shaun's father. That's an important event.
Right.
Yeah. We find out he's the one that did it. He kind of alludes to it in past episodes, but we don't get a full confirmation of that he did it. We don't see the scene.
Yeah, until now.
And we also find out that Todd's a bitch.
Yes, dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun! The cliffhanger of this episode is the fact that Todd was the one all along who beat Black into a coma.
You never trust a best friend.
I know. It's always the one who's right close to you, isn't it? Oh, God. I can't wait to talk about Tharn-type.
Yep.
I had the best time watching that. Oh, my God.
Oh, my... I know you did. You kept sending me every single video. I was loving it.
I really wish I saved them.
Laughing. Honestly, I did too, because, like, they kept disappearing and I wanted to rewatch them. I'm like, no! They're so fun. I was going to play them on the podcast.
Ah, damn! I wish I fucking saved them. Honestly, they were so good. I went back and tried to watch them again, but, like, it wouldn't let me, so... But, oh, gosh. It's going to be fun to talk about that. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we get a jump again. We get a cringe jump again. We're jumping on the docks. It's still cute, though, because they land in each other's arms and shit, and it's nice. And Danielle kisses for the first time as well. That same relationship, I understand. So we get their kiss. And he literally bites his lip, too. Like, aggressively.
Oh, I remember that. I was like, damn.
I'm like, damn, okay.
Oh,
Speeding right on to episode 10.
Great. Okay.
We have, like, what, 15 episodes? Or 5 episodes left? We have 5 episodes left. 10 through 14. I believe we can do it.
Yeah, come on.
It's just going to be the same length as Kim Porsche, but we can do it.
It's fine. Okay.
It's fine. Episode 10. Dan is introduced to the group. That's an important event. And Sean doesn't like it at all.
Is this when they fight? Sean and Yoke fight for, like,
they do.
who wins?
They fight
like, who gets
to try and whether who wants to let Dan in the group or who doesn't. Sean does not want to let him in because he's a cop. Sean does not like cops for a good reason. And he ends up winning, I believe. So
Sean wins, and then it's like, nope, he's out.
Not let him in. He's out. Which he does backtrack on later. Because, dun dun dun, Black beats up Sean to, like, a pulp. I couldn't watch this scene. I think this was the first episode I reacted to.
Was it?
Because I reacted to 10 through 14. Because I decided halfway through, or near the end, to react to it. Because I was loving it so much. I was like, I need to do this. And I couldn't watch it. I was sitting there, like, for the whole scene, just screaming, going, please stop. I absolutely was not having a good time. Like, he looked so heartbroken.
It's because he thought it was white.
Yes, but I do believe he totally thought that he wasn't, like, fully 100% on these are two different people. But I knew that he was, like, maybe suspecting it in the back of his mind. But because it was so far back there and he wasn't completely sure yet, and it was kind of subconscious, in that moment, with it being such, like, a jarring experience, I don't think that was the first thing to come to his mind. The first thing to come to his mind was, the love of my life is beating me up.
Well, here's the thing, is that he fucking, like, they kiss, and Sean still didn't put that together.
I was like, dude, tell me he tastes different or something.
That doesn't give off a good vibe. Like, if you make out with your boyfriend's twin, and, like, you don't realize the difference, that's gonna smell.
I mean, he doesn't know he has a twin, to be fair.
But he's supposed to be suspicious. If he doesn't see a difference, he doesn't know.
I'm, like, getting into it. I'm like, he is suspicious, but, like, he's not suspicious that he has a twin, I think. He knows there's something wrong, and he doesn't fully know.
But that means he still thinks that white is black. And he just thinks that black became better, and then...
Yes, but he knows a little bit in the back of his mind. He just doesn't fully know it up here yet.
Okay.
That's my thing.
Okay.
This isn't the point where he fully knows yet.
No, it's not. I will say that.
He's just been beaten up by someone he loves. He isn't going...
He thinks he loves.
Yes, exactly. He's not, his first thing he's gonna think is not like, well, it must be a different person then. No. Like, he's gonna be brokenhearted. And that whole scene afterwards, to be fair, because this scene just makes me so sad, it's so hard to talk about. Like, the way he doesn't fight back because he thinks he loves him that much, that he's being beaten to a pulp and he's not fighting back. Like, Black is telling him to fight back and he's like, I can't do that. I can't hit you because I'm in love with you. Like, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
that was sad.
That hurt. But the scene afterwards where he goes to see Namo, who's kind of in the area, doing some spray painting, and he writes like asshole,
like fuck you,
what's wrong with you lately, and he writes at the very last one, you're heartless, and I was like, ugh. That fucking hurt. But I really love that Namo, like, this was a really beautiful scene because Namo literally walked behind him for all this and just started doodling.
Yeah, she's like,
on all
like,
she was making it into something positive.
Yeah.
She was turning his hurt into something beautiful. And I love that. I love her. But I thought that was a really beautiful way to showcase that. That was absolutely gorgeous. Let's see. We've got a lot of altercations between Black and other people in this episode. Aside from Black and Sean, we've also got Black and Todd having a
because isn't this when Black told White to like leave and don't come back? So it's kind of like this is mainly a Black episode.
Yeah, that is. Oh wait, no, this is the next episode.
Oh, wait for the next episode then. Okay.
We're on the next episode.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Well, before we do, an ambush at the garage happens at the very end of the episode.
Oh, and then White comes in to save Sean.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. Every time that happens, I'm like, "There's my bitch." There he is! I'm like, so excited. But yeah, he comes in. He saves Sean. Everything's good. Episode 11. We've got the altercation between Todd and Black. That's what happens in this episode. Is like Black pretends to be White. We do see. I find this very interesting. We see that obviously White's not good at being Black. We've seen that. But it turns out Black's not being very good at being White either, because Todd immediately knows that he's not White. He can tell. And so he puts poison or some kind of drug in his drink, whatever drink he's drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And
is this when Todd like almost drowns Black?
Yeah, in the pool.
Okay.
In the pool that we will be finding out more about. And he does this whole thing about how as long as Tawi's out, maybe he can be the one to gain power. And Black's like, see, I fucking thought you were different, but turns out you're just like the rest of them. And I do want to point out, I was getting a lot of Black and Todd vibes. Especially near the end.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
Yeah, I was getting a little bit towards the beginning as well, because when White thinks that Graham is the one that likes, or no, Black is the one that Graham likes, he tells that to Todd when they're at the hospital visiting Black, and Todd kind of gives this whole little, like, dialogue where he's like, well, who wouldn't? Like, yeah, he's absolutely a little bitch, but, like, he's, like, he's kind of nice, and I was like, oh, we're getting interesting vibes from you today. You seem to, like, be vibing with the fact that someone's in love with Black and being like, yeah, obviously. Who wouldn't be in love with Black? Like, that was the vibe I was getting from that. But
I did not get that vibe.
I got that vibe.
I was like, Todd really beat the shit out of Black so hard he went into a fucking coma. For, like, how long? Like, how long was White pretending to be Black? Like, a few weeks, months?
I feel like it was like a month or two.
Yeah, like 2 weeks in a coma. That doesn't say I love you. That says I want to beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
To me, at least.
I'm just, I mean, yeah, but, like, obviously, like, I think they have you ever heard of, like, Killing Eve?
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
I've never watched it, but I know that there's a vibe in it where, like, everybody wants the two leads to be together. But they're constantly, like, one's like a fed or something like that, and the other's like a psychopath or something. But maybe I might be wrong.
So, like, Death Note.
I don't know.
That's kind of the same thing in Death Note. Like, one's a serial killer, the other's the best detective in the world, and they kind of, like, clash, but they're also like, yeah, and they're constantly, like, chasing each other in this show or something like that. But they also have moments where they're like, where they understand each other and they have shit like that. I haven't seen the show, but I know from Tumblr and Osmosis that is the basic gist of it. So that's the vibe I'm getting from Black and Todd, is that because literally he says in episode 13, I believe it is, when they're, like, got guns pointed at each other's faces, he's like,
you can kill me if you can, but like we can't kill each other. We just can't do it. And I wrote this in my notes. I am so fascinated by their relationship. Like, I would write a psychology paper on it if I could. Like, it's so interesting to me because they are constantly beating on each other. They have guns trained at each other's heads. They want to kill each other, but they can't do it. What's stopping them?
I stand by the side that Black should have killed Todd when he had the chance.
Probably, but he couldn't. But he couldn't.
Well, this ruins any Black Graham things for our second season. Like, why would I be on board with this?
Okay, well then, no, it doesn't necessarily, because Todd could still be in a fucking coma.
Yeah, but they don't wake up, and then there's always gonna be that thing, and yeah, I never saw it. I never saw it like they're in love with each other because they beat each other into comas. Oh my god, like I kind of saw it as no, they're like Todd is literally everything Black hates, so that's why he wants to like finish each other. But it's also his childhood friend where he can't kill him because he's like it's his friend.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
I'm just saying, there's something there.
There's hate.
It's a vibe. It's a very low vibe, but it's a vibe.
Black and Graham had a bigger vibe. I'm just saying.
I do agree that Black and Graham had a bigger vibe. I'm just saying there was a vibe. Okay. Let's see. White, when he saves Sean, doesn't tell him that he's a twin. When Sean is like, I'm confused and I'm hurt. Why are you saving me? You literally just beat me up and told me you never wanted to see me again. And White just goes like, I'm here now. Does that not mean anything? And I'm like, why aren't you telling him?
White's kind of stupid.
I understand that it was probably for a bigger reveal in the show and it wasn't just,
But like, at this point, Black's already back. Like, why not just be like, yeah, the guy who beat you up was actually my twin brother. He's the real Black. I'm the fake Black. Like, hey, this is like... Yeah. Like, I feel like...
That wouldn't be as impactful, though. I think that's why they did it. It wouldn't have been as impactful as it was at the end, when Sean's like, you have a twin. He does the trust fall, first of all.
Yeah.
And so that's how he, cements it. Like, you are not the person that I've been with the last couple weeks. And so we have that big reveal of him handcuffing Black and just wailing on.
This was kind of a stupid scene.
So I think the reason that he handcuffed him was so he wouldn't get away. Honestly.
He could have handcuffed him to the fucking railing, though. Oh shit! I just hit myself. He could have handcuffed him to the railing.
Yes, he could have. Yes, but I don't know. Impact, right? It's a scene impact. That's. I think that's what a lot of the decisions in this episode were based on, and just the storyline in general. They wanted to have the impact of Sean finding out that White was a twin, or that Black had a twin. They wanted it to pack a punch, so to speak.
Well, they do.
And it does. And in this episode, Dan had already gotten shot in the garage ambush, so Yuck has to take the bullet out.
This was I like this scene a lot. This was like a highlighted scene. Like it.
Yeah.
Really? Because I remember, wasn't he like, I don't know what to do, like, why I shouldn't be doing it? And Dan's just like talking him through it, and he's like, yeah, just
he was freaking
dig it in. And the bullet didn't go through, so you need to like pull it out, make sure it's in one piece.
That was stressful. And then after you have the whole scene of them just like laying there, or like he has Dan in his lap, and Dan's just like, I did something bad. He's like, I killed Sean's dad, and now Yuck knows about it.
And so, like, was Dan the one who wanted to come clean, or was Yuck? I think it was Dan.
It was Dan. Yuck was like, if you tell him now, everything's gonna fall apart. Our whole plan is gone.
Which I agree with. I think that Dan should have waited until after the plan was successful, and then be like, hey, look, I killed your dad. Do with that information as you will. But right now, like, because they need to do the plan, and Sean needed to be focused on that. If he found out that Dan killed his father, which he does, it would have fucked with his head.
Yeah. Yeah, I fully agree. I was like, I definitely agree with that. I think you should wait to tell him. But I knew when I first watched it, and when I was like, yeah, for sure, don't tell him yet, but tell him, like, after. I knew that was not the way it was gonna go. Like, I was like, there's absolutely no way they're gonna be able to hold that until after everything.
Yeah,
He's gonna end up telling him, or it's gonna end up coming out somehow. So, and it does. Does it come out in this episode? Yes, episode 12.
Yes,
it comes out in episode 12. Dan does tell Sean that he's the one who killed his father, and Sean is like, here's a gun, put it to your head, die.
Yeah.
Like, a life for a life.
I like how Gumba came in and was like, hey, no, you can't make him do this, Sean. You need to do it yourself.
No, Graham does it.
Graham? Was it Graham? Right.
Graham.
You're right. That's what I meant.
I like that too. I wrote that down. I was like, he's absolutely right. If you think what you're doing is right, you do it.
Yeah. I like that.
Do it yourself. Yeah. I absolutely, when he said that, I was like, oh, it's a very good point. Thank you, Graham.
I think Sean was trying to do it so where he wouldn't have to kill anyone. Yeah. But it's like, and Graham's like, no, you can't have him kill himself. You need to be the one to do it. If you want him dead, you need to do it. You can't have him do it himself.
I thought that was fantastic. That was a good way to counteract that, because he does stop and he walks off. But like, White in this episode also has to remind Black that they are still connected with that whole I feel your pain thing and you feel mine, because Black hasn't felt anything of White's pain since waking up at all. Like, White's been the one feeling everything Black's been going through, but Black hasn't felt what White's been going through, really. Well, aside from the dick.
I was gonna say.
Aside from the dick. He probably didn't think about it that way when he woke up. He was just like, oh, I'm awake, gotta go.
Yeah.
But he hasn't realized that their connection is still there. And so Black's been telling him this whole time, hey, stay away from the gang, I want you to be safe, don't come near any of this.
Yeah.
So he jumps in the water and is like, look at this. I'm already in this. If you feel pain, I feel pain. So why shouldn't I just stay anyway?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in pain whatever the fuck you do. So I might as well just help. You know?
No, I do like that.
Yeah. I thought that was a fantastic way to get him to shut up and let him stay. And also the gang finds out that White is White and is a twin.
Yes.
Which is great. I love that scene.
Yes.
I was waiting for it.
Yes, Yook and Graham are the only ones who are really shocked. Gumpa says he knew this whole time. Sean obviously knew before.
Yeah. But I was waiting for that scene. Like, we were all like, I wonder how it's gonna go down. Like, oh, like, I was so excited about, like, everyone finding out. And I really liked it. I liked the way they did it. I feel like it was very in character for them to be like, oh yeah, very funny. Like, I think it was a joke at first. But I really liked the way they did it. So Sean and White meet for the first time as themselves. Because, like, White always knew who Sean was, but Sean never knew who White really was. He always thought he was Black.
Is that when he has his, like, glasses on and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're on that, like, crate or something like that. They run into, like, a yard or something like that. And it's the first time they really meet each other as themselves. Because, yeah, he knows he's White now. So he's like, hey, nice to meet you. Can we talk? Like, and, oh, I totally meant to mention this when they were having sex a while back. But side note, don't have sex with someone who thinks you're someone else, guys, please.
Yeah, don't, that icky. Because it's kind of like when we thought that, White was gonna have sex with, Sean Black's girlfriend. Or ex-girlfriend, whatever she was at that time. Like, it would have been weird, because she would have thought he was someone else. Like, you don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, all of us, Sean knows people were trying to justify it, but, like, I'm like, I mean, it was a beautiful fucking scene, and I absolutely loved every second of it. But let's not. Like, also don't do that, guys. Please don't learn from this show. Make sure, I do like that beforehand he was like, what if I'm not the Black that you know? Like, he tried. He did try to tell him, but didn't go all the way through there. Yeah. So, side note, don't do that. Sean does get upset because White's like, I can't come back. Black told me not to come back. I have to listen to him because he's my brother. And he was like, fine, then don't ever show your face again because I have to get over you. And I understand that. I get it.
I get it too. I like that he was like, yeah, okay, that's fine, but I can't see you again. Like,
yeah. It's like, if you're gonna do this to me, then you have to let me get over you. Like, I definitely agree with that. 100%. Being in a similar situation in the past, absolutely get it. You gotta not look at someone every day to get over them.
Yeah, distancing yourself is good.
Because just reminds you of everything. We also find out where the figurines came from. So sorry. I
hate
really
everything.
I wrote in all caps in my paper notes here in parentheses. So sorry. I feel so bad for y'all. I really do.
This ruined the show for me in a way. Like, I was not able to move forward after this. Like, every time, like, I could barely focus on anything after this. I was just like, I don't really give a shit anymore. Like, this, like, it hurt. Like, and anytime fucking Ram or Eugene were on screen, I was just done with that, whatever was going on. I did not give a shit.
I agree. I thought they were cute at some points, but I think it was only because I liked to see her smile.
Yeah.
And she's pretty. But aside from that, like, Graham was getting a little clingy and being kind of annoying when it came to Eugene. And so whenever they showed up, I couldn't have been at the half-assed either. I was like,
It was just
I don't really care.
It was.
I honestly do not care.
Yeah, and the worst part is finding out that Graham and Black were actually a thing in the novel, and the fact that they changed it for the show pisses me off. That makes it worse. Like, if this is what happened in the book, that would have been one thing, and I would have just been stupid for thinking that. But the fact that they purposely hinted at it because it's in the novel and everyone knew it was in the novel, just to do a 180 and be like, psych, in the show. That was rude. That was uncalled
very
for.
Mean. If they just didn't do Black and Graham, and they didn't hint at anything beforehand, it would have been less of a less of a me. Like, if they didn't do the BNG, if they didn't leave the note in Graham's room for White to find and for him to suspect everything, I would have been like, okay, well, I guess he just ends up with Eugene.
Yeah, that would have been completely different. I would have been like, okay, fine.
They were trying to lead you down that way.
They were,
and that is mean.
It was
I will
rude.
give you that. That was not cool. Like, I would have been pissed if I was a major shipper. Like, honestly, I feel for y'all. Yeah. I really do. That was horrible.
And it's a big gripe with the show that I have is that whole thing, how I was handling.
It's the gripe with a lot of people as well. Like, on Tumblr, it was the main topic each week of just, oh, are you kidding me again? Like, really? This is what it is. But not cool. So Black and White, or not Black and White, Sean and White do end up getting back together.
Yeah, he doesn't like White chase him down.
He does. And he uses his tiny stature to slide underneath the fence, which I really appreciated.
I like that. That was cool.
It was so funny, because, like, he utilized what he had, and I thought that was fantastic. He was just like, you're gonna climb over? Fine, I'll just slide right under here. I'm small enough. And it shocked Sean, too, because, like, a second ago, he stands up and he sees him, and he's like, fuck, like, how did you get into there that quick? And he just starts booking it. But I do absolutely love that scene, because once they kiss and everything, and it all goes back to normal, everything starts to reverse in the past. Like, it shows all the past scenes.
I noticed that. I was like, oh, that's weird. And then something happens that was weird. I forget what it was. It was something that, when they were reversing, just looked really weird. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I forget what it was. It was like, oh, I forgot what it was.
It was just one of the things that looked wrong.
Yeah, I forgot what it was, though.
But I'm obsessed with that because, like, after rewatching it, like, a few times, at first I was like, oh, reversing, interesting, cool, interesting decision. But after watching a few times, I think it's because now that they know who each other are and they trust each other for who they are, it's kind of like they're starting back at the beginning, which is why everything's reversing.
It kind of goes back to Kinpors, where Kin and Pors were like, hey, we're going to start over, no more secrets, This is us, this is what we are, this is our agendas. And it's kind of the same thing here. It's like, hey, they're starting over now as Sean and White, not Sean and Black, but Sean and White.
Yeah, knowing everything on the team.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I absolutely appreciated that. And then we move on to episode 13. What happened at the end of episode 12? I don't remember. Oh yeah, they go and sneak into the warehouse and they find pictures of drugs. So they take pictures of the drugs. So now they know that they're there, and they need to find a way to get them out so that they can tell the world. Okay. Episode 13. We're 2 away. We can do it.
Almost there.
It's going to be our longest episode yet, but we can do
Oh,
it.
yeah. This is definitely going over 2 hours.
Oh, man. I wanted to condense this into 1 hour so badly, but I don't think it was ever going to work. So episode 13. We've got some massive protests happening at Taoi's location. Everyone's, banging on his car and everything, trying to get him out. We do have the stealing of the van as well. And trying to get the drugs to a location that the police are able to find and, arrest Tawi for. And that does not go well. That goes quite poorly, actually. Early in the episode, though, we have Shaun White on a stakeout, and we get button bracelet number 1.
Yes!
Because they put it on a bracelet. I really want my button bracelets in here. They're in the bathroom, but I love them. I have both button bracelets, and they were I wore them every day, so it was starting to unravel, and I didn't know how to get it back in, so I just took them off. But I love my button bracelets. So White makes a bracelet out of the button that Shaun took off him, and he puts it on Shaun's wrist. So that's Shaun's button bracelet. 1 down, 1 to go. And they do that stakeout, and they figure out when the van's leaving. So everyone piles in the van, steals the van, tries to drive it off. But they reach a police checkpoint, and they have to abandon the van once they pass the police checkpoint. So they're all running off, and Yok ends up getting shot by one of Tawi's dudes. I think it's one of Tawi's dudes. And they have to rush him to the hospital. Around this point is when I started to suspect Gunpa. Again, I am so sorry, Gunpa. I love you. You're amazing. You're the father we've all ever wanted. Yes. Please. I didn't mean to. It's just the first thing that came to my mind. But that's around the time I was starting to suspect him.
You know who you should have suspected?
I know. Near the end of the episode, who shows up but Dan? I didn't think it was gonna be, because everybody was talking about it. Everyone was like, it's Dan. It's definitely Dan. If Dan betrays him, I'm upset. Everyone was like, it better not happen. So I was
too.
That's what everyone was saying. It better not happen or I'll be mad. And so I figured, since everyone's talking about it, maybe they'll do a 180 and fake everyone out. No. Dan turns them over to the cops for a second. Just for a second. I would like to also add that Graham spits in his face, and that was really satisfying to watch.
I like that, Graham's.
Thank you for that, Graham. But it's only for a second, because once the cops look like they're about to shoot Black, who pops out of the elevator, hi Black, to rescue the gang. That's my bitch. He quickly does a 180 and helps them escape. And before he does, though, Yok mentions the line from episode 2. He says, "You told me not to follow you if I didn't want any regrets. I should have listened to you then." Which, oof. Ow.
Yeah, he should have, honestly. Like, that was...
He should have. He did warn him.
Yeah.
And Shaun warned him too. Everyone was warning him. They're like, he's a cop, dude. But he was too in love to see. But I honestly thought Dan was going to die, the way the elevator doors were closing like that. And then it cut after that, and that was the end of the episode. I thought Dan was going to die. I really
honestly, at that moment, I would have been okay with that.
You were like, fine with me.
I honestly, between the whole fucking Black, Graham, Eugene psycho, and then fucking Dan betraying you, like, honestly, like, I was, like, fucking done with everything. I'm like, I don't give a shit anymore. Does everyone die?
That's 2 out of 3 ships that are bad now. Where's the third one?
Like, I was so upset. This show hurt me in, like, ways, because, like, every ship I had, I got ruined in a way, and it just pissed me off.
I'm so sorry. I see now why you don't want to watch it again.
That's why I didn't.
Aside from that, another important thing in the episode is Todd and Black having their whole conversation about not being able to kill.
Yeah, so we kind of already discussed this a little bit.
We did already discuss it. It's the scene that just made me go like, I just really want to learn more about this relationship. It's so interesting. The dynamic is just, I want to know what is inside there that just, they can't kill each other. I want to know that feeling. It's so interesting.
I think it's maybe killing in general, because has Black ever killed anyone before up to this point?
I know he's beaten people up. I don't think he's killed anyone.
That's the thing. I think beating people up and killing people are very different. I think that's the same reason with Sean why he didn't want to shoot Dan himself. He wanted Dan to do it for him. Like, I think it's a thing of killing someone and beating someone up is very different. And killing someone lives with you forever. Where beating someone up you can forget about whatever because like they'll heal, they'll get over it. So maybe that's what it was, or again, the saying that they literally were childhood friends. At the first episode, the first scene, he was there when they were swimming in the pool, like they were childhood friends.
But there's something deep in there. I don't know what it is. It doesn't even have to be romance, but it doesn't even have to be romance.
I think it's friendship. I think it's like
something there, something deeper than that too. There's it's something.
What do you mean? You just said it's not romance. It's not friendship. What the hell else is there?
I don't know, but I wanna take a psychology class just so I can understand it.
Okay.
Like, it's an emotion that we can't understand as humans at the moment. That's all.
Okay. Well, when you take your psychology class and find out what there is, let me know. I will gladly be on board with listening to whatever you say.
I'm just so intrigued. Or I'll email the director again.
To be like, what's there?
What is there? I'm so interested.
And while you do, ask her why she fucked up Graham and Black.
I'm sure she's got quite a few questions about that already.
Oh, I'm sure. We need answers.
All right, and that moves us on to our last episode. Yay!
Episode 14. Okay.
Episode 14. We're here.
Again, this episode kind of felt lackluster for me. I'll be honest. The ending kind of just felt like it felt like it ended, and then it was like, okay, this is the end. Okay, like there was no real resolution with Tawi. I don't think.
Yeah. I don't think I made a full note about what happened on the news. I don't see a note there about what happened on the news, but it was when Yok was at home with his mom and it was on in the background.
All I remember is them saying like "not me," and I'm like, is that why the show is called this?
Everyone.
Like, is that why the show is called?
I think it was this. I think it was all because it all came a roundabout way of yes, nothing happened with Tawi and everything that we could see. However, we've begun something. We've started noise. We've got people involved. And I think that was the message of the show in general, was to start to try and get people to see and to notice that they can make some form of change if they just make enough noise and just focus. You know, like I think the whole point of the show wasn't to get Tawi arrested, and I think if he was arrested at the end of it, I wouldn't have liked it as much, I gotta tell you.
Really?
Yeah, I honestly don't feel like it would have ended that way, and if it did end that way, I don't feel like it would have made as much of an impact with me, because the message was people should band together against corruption, and not necessarily we're finishing the corruption, it's done. Because I feel like if that happened, then people wouldn't have been like, hey, like then we gotta keep going, and we gotta keep dismantling everything. If the one guy that they were going after was dismantled, it would have been done. Would have been over. Then there wouldn't have been any need to continue. But they say in here that the fight isn't done yet. They do mention that.
Yeah.
And I think that I wouldn't have liked it as much if they did arrest Tawi, because I feel like the message would have been lost.
I just feel like the two main antagonists of the show were Tawi and Todd. And Tawi, we don't see anything happen with him. It's kind of just like, oh, everyone's like against him, but everyone's always kind of been against him. Like, no one really liked him.
But we see Todd!
Yeah, and then Todd get beat up again, and I didn't like that. I wanted fucking Black to kill him. So it's
I absolutely loved it. It was an eye for an eye.
So I just feel like
you beat me up into a coma, I'll beat you into a coma. I absolutely loved that.
It's just like the two main antagonists, the way they resolved or ended their issues, I didn't like. I didn't like any of it. I will say,
I was obsessed.
when they're all pulling them out of the car and stuff, like the whole mob of people, that was sweet.
That was my favorite scene in the entire show. I cried. It was beautiful. I cried. I actually cried on my fucking video for everyone to see. It was gorgeous.
I felt like it was sweet, but it was kind of like, I wish the stakes were higher. This is gonna sound bad. I wish one of them died.
Oh hell no! I would have been peeved. That would have been me with Black and Graham. I would have ruined it for me.
Like I feel like now it's like kind of everything's kind of goes back to normal. And yeah, they have like more people with them, but like nothing's really gonna come from that. I don't think it's gonna be the same thing. I mean, unless they're the season 2 to prove me wrong, fine. But I just think
what I'm saying though, that's life.
Exactly, and it sucks. Like nothing came from it.
It does suck. It does suck that it's the same. It's the same thing every time, and someone's always gonna rise into power and fuck it up, no matter who we take down. Yeah. But that's the point of the show, is to be like, yeah, that's life. It sucks. So keep getting up and keep fighting.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
It just felt like very empty to me. Like I feel like there was no real resolution.
Well, there's a resolution with some of our couples. Shaun White, are pretty solid.
Yeah, they're
good. I
think
they're all good. They're good. The show ended with a kiss. Yeah.
Yeah, like on the little pole thing in the water.
They do. They make out on the pole. After we get button bracelet number 2.
Yes, button bracelet number 2.
Yeah, I thought that was hysterical when he was like, "Okay, you win. What do you want from me?" And his like hand just comes up here into his jacket, and he's like, "Are you serious?" And he's like, rips it right off. And I was like, "That's the best thing I've ever seen." Matching bracelets. We love to see it. He also told Shaun about the connection that he and Black have, so that's more honesty, which is good. They're starting to be more honest with each other again. Dan Yok's ending was actually quite solid as well.
Honestly, I was satisfied after Yok punched Dan.
Yeah. There you go. See? He just needed a punch.
Because here's the thing, I'll be honest, if he didn't punch him, I wouldn't have liked it. I would have been like, fuck this. But the fact that he did, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm on board now.
Yeah, I was like, okay, solid. I think we're good now. Like, after he punched him, I was like, we're chill. Yep. Thank you. And he quit his job, too.
That was also another good thing, too.
That was another positive for the column. So, I was like, okay, after the punch and the quitting the job, I think we're good.
Yeah.
I think we've learned from our mistakes. And I think we can build back up to where we were. So, that's good. Just for posterity, Graham and Eugene are together. This twice you've gone.
I hate everything. I don't like that. No. Stop. I don't.
I know. Another positive in this episode, though, was Black kicking the shit out of everyone in that hospital.
That was fun. That was fun.
That was great. I loved watching that. It was gorgeous. Honestly, I enjoyed this finale because I'm a not me lover. But so everything that I wanted to happened in this episode, aside from Graham and Eugene, who I didn't really care about because I was kind of annoyed with the way Graham was acting. Mm-hmm. That was my reasoning. But the shots in this show and the music and the directing and everything is what made it for me. That's why I loved it so much, was because all the scenes just made me feel so invested and like so moved that I think that's why I loved it so much. That the writing was good too, but I think the reasoning was because of all that.
Yeah, I agree. The directional, the lighting, the everything, all that stuff was really good in this show.
I will say it till the end of my fucking life. The soundtrack is gorgeous. They play Auld Lang Syne at the end of the show. That's the last song, one of the last songs they played. Did you notice that? The New Year's Eve song?
No, I didn't.
Auld Lang Syne. They sing it every New Year's, every time the ball drops. And I was like, interesting song choice, like to sing Auld Lang Syne, like for not me. But thinking back on it and rewatching the show, I think it's to symbolize new beginnings. Because that's what every new year means, and that's why we sing it. And in this show, it's all about new beginnings now as well, because Black and Shaun are together as themselves. Dan and Yok are together without any lying and dishonesty.
Yeah.
They've started new as well, so it's all really about new beginnings. And I think that was a great last song choice. At first I was confused, but in love with the song. And so I was like, okay, fine with me. But now that I rewatched it, I'm like, no, that actually makes a lot of sense. I just think everything was chosen so perfectly, whether it was the songs or just like all of the choices where it comes to like the directing and stuff like that. I think were made with intention and carefully chosen. And that's one of the reasons why I'm obsessed with the show.
Yeah.
Because a lot of care went into it. I encourage you, actually, even if you absolutely hate the fucking show, I encourage you to watch some of the behind the scenes stuff on GMMTV for it.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of like after episode, like behind the scenes stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a couple of the two that I've really seen are the ones where it's the garage ambush where Sean gets shot. Where they're like Gunn is learning how to like jump and kick at the same time to like take that guy down. And the other one where I think it's the last altercation between Black and Todd, and you see Gunn learning how to slide across the table towards Todd and just like fight with him and everything. And it's just the technical side of it's really cool to look at. So I encourage you to check it out.
Okay, yeah.
Everyone else as well. Like it's really cool to watch. Like I love seeing everyone just like preparing and doing their roles and like working like as actors. It's really interesting to watch.
Yeah.
But that's all for Not Me.
Okay, that's Not Me. Yeah, I think we covered everything.
For 2 hours.
Jesus Christ. Yep.
Oh, fuck. Fuck. Okay, well, we know how Billy feels about this show.
Yeah, again, I still liked it. It's still one of the better BLs I've seen, but it's just, a lot of things happen. Yeah, it left me with a bitter taste in my mouth. Like, I didn't...
Yeah.
A lot of things happened I didn't want to happen, and the things I wanted to happen didn't happen. Like, it just didn't sit right with me. Yeah. And Emma, we know, loves the show, favorite BL.
Absolutely, so. 100%. Number one spot. I don't think anything's gonna beat it. At least not yet. Who knows, that could change. But Off Gun is probably my favorite pairing in all of the BL content, so I don't think anything's gonna beat that. Like, Earthmix came close with Tale of a Thousand Stars, I'm telling you. Like, they were my favorite for a while. But then Not Me came out, and I was like, oh, fuck. Looks like I have a new favorite. But yeah, we'll have to talk about Tale of a Thousand Stars at some point, too.
Yeah, at some point we should cover that.
Because it's gorgeous. There's a little list of stuff we should talk about, like Until We Meet Again, Tale of a Thousand Stars, all that fun stuff. But that's not often, guys, because this was 2 hours long. Yeah,
I was gonna say this is gonna be a very sporadic, rare thing when we do series recaps. For the reason this is like over 2 hours long.
Yeah.
And we also have to do Thorn Type after this too.
Oh my god, that's right, we're not done.
But yeah, that was all for Not Me, I think.
Yay! Love of my life, Not Me. It really is.
Yes.
But let us know what you guys think about Not Me, because I'm curious to hear everyone's thoughts. I know a lot of people shipped Grand Black, so it's probably
like me.
A tough thing for a lot of people to talk about. So I would really like to hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah, and if you have any other shows you want us to do just a series recap for, if it's a show we've both seen already, you can feel free to suggest them.
For sure.
And
if we've both seen it, I'll be like, hell yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, if we've already seen it. We already have some, like, in the lineup that we want to do at some point. It's just finding the time to do it.
Yeah, it's going to be an in the future thing, because we actually have decided to start another, like, in the middle of the week series. So that's going to be taking up our time, and we're not going to be doing a series recap because we'll be doing that. So, and that'll
be next week.
Super fun.
Yes.
I'm very excited about it. If you guys know what is starting next week on GMMTV, then you probably already know what we're going to be talking about. But I am very excited for it. So
I know nothing about this.
You know
but
nothing.
I'm also
I figured
excited.
you knew nothing.
I always know nothing. That's my thing.
It was when GMMTV was releasing their like 5 million trailers all at once, and it was like all of the trailers that were like filmed to be trailers. Like they didn't film the show yet, but they filmed like stuff to like show you.
Yeah.
So they made it a trailer, but it's not. It's like a rough cut trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched that trailer and I was like, "Ooh, dang!" And like, actually, it technically has something to do with Not Me, because the one of the actors in Not Me is in the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we will be watching that next. which I'm very excited about. I've been waiting for it. Like, I really have. There's another one I have to watch that I've been waiting for that's out now, but that'll be on my own time, I guess. So, but yeah,
Okay.
that's it for Nami. We should probably go before
Yes.
this gets longer.
I was gonna say, yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. We will
This is
see you
pretty long.
guys whenever you choose to listen. I don't know what you listen to. Tharn Typekin,
Yeah.
Portame, whatever the fuck you listen to.
Yeah, whatever.
From
whatever
us.
you want to listen to, we are here.
Yep, we have it all.
Woo!
But there's more to come.
We have it all. BDSM, button bracelets.
Yes! Yes, only on B Podcast.
Only on people. Alright, bye everyone.
Bye.